Welcome to my channel. In this interesting and exciting video, you will learn about the finest details of World War I. They called it the European War and dubbed it the Great War. It involved 70 million soldiers and resulted in more than 40 million deaths. An assassination attempt lasting only a minute sparked a war that lasted 4 years, forever altering the face of the world. It was World War I, the spark of war. As the 20th century began, the Balkans in Europe were in a state of tension and instability, having emerged from Ottoman control to fall under the Austro-Hungarian Empire, a move disliked by the Slavic majority who decided to resist the empire within its borders. On June 28, 1914, the opportunity presented itself. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, was on a public tour in Sarajevo, one of Bosnia's largest cities, when the Black Hand organization decided to assassinate him. 7 individuals positioned themselves along his route, and as his car passed by, one of them threw a hand grenade at it. The grenade exploded outside the car and caused no harm, but that day, it carried the spark of war. Following the explosion, the Archduke went to visit the injured. There, Gavrilo Princip, a Yugoslav and one of the assigned assassins, seized the moment and killed Archduke Franz Ferdinand. Thus, the drums of the Great War began to beat. The first shots. After the assassination of the Archduke, the Austro-Hungarian Empire sent an ultimatum to Serbia accusing it of the Archduke's assassination and issuing a final warning with conditions Serbia must accept, threatening war if they did not comply. Serbia rejected all conditions and contacted its ally Russia, informing them of the impending war. Russia, in turn, ordered preparations for war. On July 28, 1914, Austria bombarded the Serbian capital, Belgrade, and at that time, Austria aligned with Germany to form a united front in the war. Within days, all soldiers were ready for battle. Germany declared war on Russia, then turned to declare war on France, igniting the war between the Axis powers represented by Austria-Hungary and Germany against the Allied powers of Russia, France, Serbia, and later Britain, which swiftly joined to support France. The expansion of battles. Since the war's inception, the Ottoman Empire had been observing Russian preparations, as both nations shared a long-standing animosity. Suddenly, Russia declared war on the Ottoman Empire after uncovering communications between the Ottomans and Germany. Days earlier, Japan had entered the war on the side of the Allies, along with the Kingdom of Montenegro. The war's scope expanded from Europe to encompass the entire world, reaching the colonies of these nations on various continents. Germany aimed for a swift victory, launching the Schlieffen Plan devised by Chief of the General Staff Alfred von Schlieffen. The plan involved entering France through Belgium and conquering it within 4 weeks. Meanwhile, Russia had not completed mobilizing its forces, making it vulnerable to attack. After France's defeat, by the morning of August 3, German forces advanced into Belgium and declared war on France. Belgium refused to let German forces pass through, fiercely resisting them and preventing them from reaching French forces, leading to their defeat in the Battle of the Marne and a disastrous failure of the Schlieffen Plan. Instead of conquering France, Germany dug trenches along the border. France did the same on its border, turning the Western Front into a war of attrition where neither side made significant advances, costing thousands of soldiers their lives. Towards Russia, unlike the Western Front, the Eastern Front remained constantly ablaze due to its extensive span, preventing either side from engaging in trench warfare. The battles intensified following Italy's entry into the war alongside the Allies, after making promises to the Axis powers. At the same time, the Ottoman Empire opened fierce fronts in the Caucasus and the Middle East, involving the entire planet. As sparks of rebellion ignited, demanding an end to colonial rule, the Arab revolt sought to overthrow the Ottomans and establish a unified Arab state. Amidst all this, the United States remained neutral, refusing to support either side until the battles reached their shores, marking a decisive moment. American intervention. In April 1917, German submarines sank an American merchant ship. At that time, revelations emerged of German-Mexican negotiations to declare war on America, prompting the United States to officially enter the war alongside the Allies. This came nearly 3 years after the war began, signifying the exhaustion of both sides' strengths. In addition to popular discontent over continuous losses, American forces represented a radical change, aiding in blockading German ports and altering the course of the war. Russia witnessed not one revolution but several. The first revolution toppled the emperor, followed by another, resulting in a brutal civil war. The Bolsheviks in Russia subsequently sought peace with Germany, but the plan failed, prompting Germany to attack Russia again. However, the Bolsheviks successfully negotiated with Germany, leading to a peace agreement in March 1918, effectively removing Russia from the war and allowing Germany to focus again on the Western Front. Imminent defeat. Germany managed to turn the tide in its favor, rapidly advancing on the Western Front and nearly reaching the gates of Paris. However, with American forces alongside Allied armies, they successfully halted the German advance at the Marne River. Subsequently, the Allied forces began advancing towards the German borders, initiating what became known as the 100 Days Offensive, a sweeping assault. Terrifying the Axis powers and demonstrating American intervention, Bulgaria surrendered in September, followed by the Ottoman Empire in October. The Austrians signed an armistice with Italy, leaving Germany isolated in the fight, having exhausted everyone in that war. Meanwhile, Germany experienced widespread unrest, including a widespread revolt in coastal cities. As a result of these disturbances, the German army abandoned the emperor, forcing him to abdicate the throne. A transitional government quickly entered into negotiations with the Allies, leading to a ceasefire agreement. On November 11, 1918, at 11 a.m., the fighting on the Western Front ceased, marking the end of the Great War. War of Change. Germany lost approximately 2 million soldiers in that war, while France's losses were estimated at over 1 million. The Ottoman Empire lost around 700,000 soldiers, Britain over 100,000, and finally, the United States, which joined late, lost 100,000 soldiers. As for civilian losses, estimates remained speculative. Statistics indicate that total human losses, including civilians and military personnel, reached approximately 40 million, with twice that number wounded. The war led to a political and geographical shift across the entire world, dismantling the Ottoman Empire and the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and transforming Germany into a republic. In Russia, the rule of the Tsar ended after many years, giving rise to several new states such as Hungary, Czechoslovakia, and Yugoslavia.